It was a chilly autumn evening in the heart of the city. The streets buzzed with life, people rushing home, taxis zipping by, and the faint hum of distant conversations filling the air. Yet in one dimly lit corner, beyond the city's spotlight, sat a woman named Stacy. Worn but radiant, she poured her heart into a song, her voice floating softly above the noise, captivating those who paused long enough to listen. Stacy wasn't just singing. She was surviving. Each note she sang was a lifeline, a way to scrape together enough to feed her young son, Brian, who sat by her side, bundled against the cold. Life hadn't always been this way. Not so long ago, she and her husband had lived modestly but happily. She could still remember the warmth of their small home, the laughter that filled their evenings, and the dreams they had woven together. But their world was shattered when illness struck. Cancer came like an uninvited storm, draining them of their money, hope, and, eventually, her husband. After his passing, Stacy and Brian lost their home, their stability, and their security. Yet Stacy hadn't lost her voice. That voice was all she had left, and she sang every day, not just to survive but to remind herself that beauty still existed in a world that had taken so much from her. While she sang, Brian sat quietly, looking up at her with big, trusting eyes, oblivious to the hardship, finding comfort in his mother's presence. One evening, as Stacy's voice rose and fell with the story of her struggles, a sleek, black luxury car rolled down the street. Inside was Ryan, a wealthy entrepreneur known for his successful events and entertainment business. He was a man accustomed to luxury and privilege, but something about Stacy's voice made him stop. He rolled down his window, letting her melody drift into his car. The purity of her voice stirred something deep within him. Captivated, Ryan stepped out of his car and approached Stacy. His polished suit was a stark contrast to her worn clothes. "You have an incredible talent," he said softly. "How do you manage out here like this?" Hesitant at first, Stacy shared her story. The illness, the medical bills, the loss of their home, and the struggles of living on the street. Ryan listened intently, his expression unreadable. After a pause, he said with determination, "I can't change the past, but I'd like to help you move forward. How would you feel about joining my team? I run a company that organizes high-end events and concerts. I'd like you to perform at our events. We'll pay you, and you'll have a place to stay." Stacy was stunned, a mix of gratitude, shock, and hope swelling within her. With a trembling voice, she thanked him. Brian, sensing the change in his mother's expression, smiled, his face lighting up with pure, innocent joy. In the days that followed, Stacy and Brian moved into a comfortable guest house owned by Ryan. It wasn't lavish, but it was warm and safe, a haven compared to the streets. For the first time in months, Stacy felt a sense of security. She practiced tirelessly, determined to make the most of this opportunity. When she performed at her first event, her voice filled the room, silencing the crowd. Her songs weren't just entertainment. They were stories of resilience, touching the hearts of everyone who heard them. Stacy's performances became highly sought after. Her reputation grew, bringing stability and hope back into her life. Ryan, deeply moved by her dedication, raised her salary and made a promise that touched her heart. He would ensure Brian's education was fully funded. As the years passed, Stacy's life transformed. She became a staple at Ryan's events, and her music symbolized hope and resilience. Ryan, too, changed. The once distant millionaire found a deeper purpose in helping Stacy and Brian. He became a father figure to Brian, mentoring him in life and business. Together, they built a thriving company, with Brian bringing innovative ideas that expanded their success. Eventually, Brian found love and started a family of his own. On his wedding day, Ryan stood by his side, a proud mentor and father figure. Stacy, overcome with emotion, gifted Ryan a timeless watch. "This is a small token," she said, her voice thick with emotion. "You've been an angel to us, and I can never thank you enough." Ryan, deeply touched, replied, "I don't think it was by chance that we met. I feel like I was meant to be there for you and Brian." Their bond deepened over the years, and Stacy's story became an inspiration for many, a testament to the power of kindness, resilience, and the transformative impact of compassion. Together, they built a legacy of love and hope, proving that even in the darkest moments, a single act of kindness can light the way forward.